Healing Anger and Depression by William G. Defoore, Ph.D. Narrated by William G. Defoore.
Look at what gets in our way and how can we get past those barriers, specifically in the realm of emotion. Emotion is one of the most misunderstood aspects of our human existence. And so I think when you leave today, you're going to have a little more understanding of this mysterious realm we call emotion. So we'll look at a four-part process that begins with some kind of oppression, which I'll define what I mean by that in a moment, a little further, and leads to some kind of suppression, which can result in depression, and leads us to the solution to the problem, which is expression. So to understand a little more what I mean by oppression, there are two primary kinds of oppression that all of us are exposed to, and that is misinformation and absence of information, specifically about emotion. And just to give you an example of what I mean by that, we got, as a culture, we got our emotional education, and you learned it very well. And just to prove to you how well you learned your emotional education that is commonly provided sort of indirectly by our schools, families, and society, I'm going to give you a two-part test. And the first question is, how are you doing? The socially acceptable answer is, fine. Second question is, what's wrong? Socially acceptable answer is, nothing. I'm fine, nothing's wrong. That's all you need to know about emotions. Now, that is sort of what we've learned, isn't it? People ask you how you're doing, and unless it's really an intimate relationship and you've got a lot of time, they don't want to hear anything except, fine. So that's the misinformation. The misinformation is you're supposed to be fine with nothing wrong all of the time. The absence of information is how many classes did we have in school about dealing with anger and fear on a daily basis? Anybody remember studying that? How to build and maintain joyful, loving relationships. Anybody take that class? We got our math and our science and our English. Those are important, right? But why haven't we made a study of this powerful thing that we call human emotion that determines the success of our parenting relationships and our marriages and even affects the ups and downs of the stock market? Why haven't we made a study of this? I really don't know the answer to that, but it's important that we do become more educated about that. So we're going to have a little more information about emotions when we leave today. Another thing that happened to all of us, very naturally, is a violation of boundaries. Now that sounds like an extreme thing, but who didn't get pushed down on the playground or hit with the toy truck, or have a parent or a caregiver that got a little short-tempered one day and said, shut up, or stop that, or maybe hit us a little too hard? It happens, doesn't it? This is natural. It's what it means to be human, raised by humans. So we all had our boundaries violated in one way or the other, and I mentioned some kind of mild examples. Some of us had our boundaries violated in very extreme ways. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, maybe a lot of extended verbal abuse. So we all had some variation of that, and we all had some experience with unhealthy role modeling, even those of us that had really good parents. And probably a lot of us did have at least one, maybe two, excellent parents. But chances are they were probably human. Which means that they have failings, right? That's what it means to be human. So they weren't always giving the perfect example. Maybe they held their anger in too long before it came out one way or the other. Or maybe they just held it in all the time.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?